DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The World Series is a 3-game series after the Blue Jays got up off the mat last night in Los Angeles.
Edman, the second baseman, shaded up the middle. A lot of room right side. 2-1. Vladdy hits it high. Left field. Hernandez back on the track. Looks up. It is gone. Plakatov. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. puts them in the lead with a 2-run shot.
I have no idea what he said there. Vlakatov or something like that. I have no idea what that means, but you got to love a World Series where the stars are stepping up to the plate. That's for sure. Vladimir Guerrero, one of the sluggers for the Blue Jays after that 18-inning game in which they lost right near midnight on Monday night. And an early lead against Shohei Ohtani, that home run coming off of Shohei Ohtani, who had been doing just about everything right at Dodger Stadium. But Shohei on this night was upstaged by Mr. Shane Bieber.
It's been a while since he's been retired at his home ballpark. 2-2 until now. Swing and a miss, strike three. Bieber gets him on a change.
That was a great changeup.
Next pitch, called, strike three. Ohtani down. Bieber punched him out. He snuck by a heater.
How about Shane Bieber striking out Shohei Ohtani twice last night? Shane Bieber coming back from Tommy John surgery, a deadline deal by the Blue Jays with my Guardians, longtime Guardian there. We love Shane Bieber in Cleveland. Hated to see him go, but at the time they made that deal, the Indians were going nowhere. And it just seemed like the right thing to do to get some prospects back. And, of course, they played their way back into the race, and Bieber has gone on to the World Series with the Toronto Blue Jays. So Bieber goes 5+. Again, not any pitchers going deep into ball games, as we've come to see. And we talked about that yesterday in terms of the World Series and the analytics of it all, and guys not really being given a chance to throw a whole lot in terms of the starting pitching.
Unless your name is Yoshinobu, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. That's the only guy. I don't know why, it must be the way he looks deep in those games that allows him to be the guy that David Roberts says, I'm going to stick with this guy for 7, 8, 9 innings versus some of these other guys where I got to get him out of there in the 6th and go to my bullpen. So Bieber leading the Jays last night, and it was a pretty comfortable lead, 6-2 in the 9th as the Jays would close it out.
6-2 with 2 outs and a runner on third. The 2-1. Cole hits it in the air out to left. Straw going back, makes the grab. The Blue Jays tie the series. One night after heartbreak, they beat the Dodgers 6-2, and it is a best of 3 now for the World Series.
So we know that the World Series will be decided above the border in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Game 5 will be tonight in Los Angeles. It'll be the final game this season at Dodger Stadium, and then one of these two teams will head back to Canada with a 3-2 lead. It'll either be the Dodgers or the Blue Jays. Now, the Blue Jays trailed. They lost Game 5 of the ALCS to the Seattle Mariners in Seattle and went home down 3-2, only to win Games 6 and 7 to get to the World Series. They'd like to maybe not have to do that against this Dodger team, the reigning champions. We shall find out tonight. Blake Snell, 3-1 on the postseason, an ERA of 2.42. He gets the ball for the Dodgers, and it is the young guy who's been very impressive for Toronto, Trey Yasavich, gets the ball. He is in the postseason 1-0 with a 3.21 earned run average. Game 5 will get going right around 5 o'clock tonight on the West Coast to decide who gets the chance to take the advantage in this series. 2-2. It's exactly it's living up to being the series that we hoped we were going to get. We didn't, again, I know there's a lot of Dodger fans out here in Southern California, and I'm sure the Dodger fans wanted a sweep, make it easy on yourselves, not have to sweat a whole lot. But if you're a fan of the game of baseball, I think this is exactly what you wanted, a best of 3 to define the champion.
The shocking thing to me, DK, is it's a 182-game season, right? Every pitch, every inning, every game matters. But at the same time, it's such a long season. The Blue Jays finished at 94-68. The Dodgers 93-69, meaning that the Blue Jays only won one more game than the Dodgers in the regular season.
One game to get home field.
One game for home field. Now, let me tell you the other part of that. Dodgers are 52-29 at home this season. Blue Jays 54-27. So it matters quite a bit. Both those teams have some of the best home records there is this year. So, yeah, just that one game for the Blue Jays to get Game 7 at home.
520-848-1290 is our number, 520-848-1290. If you want to get in on the World Series talk, did you that was our question of the day yesterday. We'll wrap that up for you. Did you stay up? Were you awake when Freddie Freeman hit the walk-off to win game number 3 of this World Series? It happened, I think it was right around 11:50, so just before midnight on Monday night when that game ended in the 18th inning. Did you stay awake? Our poll, how about this, came out exactly even, 50-50. We haven't had a lot of 50-50 question of the day polls here on DK on the Sports Tip, but this one did come out 50-50.
From that, I would assume that 50% of our audience are older people who go to bed early, and 50% of our audience are younger people who stay up very late.
Probably something like that. Anyway, I'm I'd like to think of myself as a night owl, but I did not make it to that night. That particular night, I knocked out a little earlier than I normally do. Like last night, I think I stayed up till after 12:30, but the night before I was out probably around 11:30. So you get to my age, and sometimes you just can't hang like you used to be able to hang.
Let me ask you this: how many of the extras did you watch Monday?
Well, I got home because I was here. Working, and I got home because I stayed till almost the end of the game. So actually, I got home around 8:00. So I think when I got home, it was in the 10th, and so I watched pretty much the 10th to the 17th. So I watched about 7 innings.
I only asked because I could imagine some people were like glued to the TV for the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. 13th, 14th, and then they were just like, yeah, maybe I'll find out. I'll read the box score tomorrow.
It was good. It was good. My wife's like, I got to go to bed. I can't stay up and watch this any longer. I'm like, come on, just one more inning. Let's get one more inning here. And then we went and we just watched it in bed, and then I think we both conked out.
Yeah.
So that was kind of at the around. I remember the 17th. I remember hearing the 17th. Being spoken, but then I woke up and it was morning. So did not see the end. I was one of those that did not make it out quite that late.
You and 50% of our audience.
Right. There you go. 50-50. Well, I love a 50-50 poll. Nothing wrong with that for sure. All right. We got a lot to get to today on the show. We are going to chat with, we're kind of coming to the end of the fall phase of the sports season for the University of Arizona Athletics. I know there's plenty of football to be played. We still have 5 games left, as that is obviously to go. But we are coming to the end for cross country and triathlon. In fact, triathlon had their West Regional of this past weekend, and that was down in Dallas, Texas. And we had a chance to talk to Molly Lakastusiak last week about that whole event, and she was saying, I think they were taking like 10 of the young ladies, and they wanted to see if they could qualify all 10. They put 7 in the top 10, did Arizona at that NCAA West National Qualifier last week. They swept the first 5 positions.
That's crazy.
How about that?
How many teams are involved?
There were 14 teams. Now, of those 14 teams, only 2 of them are what we would call Power Fours. I mean, Arizona and TCU. Now, so I would imagine that Arizona State maybe was in a different qualifier. They were not in this qualifier.
They're not in the West anymore, apparently.
I don't know. But, yeah, so Arizona and TCU were the only Power Fours. And then South Dakota, which is really good, obviously a great place to train up in South Dakota for triathlon. And then Denver was 4th, Drury was 5th, Colorado Mesa. So you're getting into, some other schools, smaller schools and whatnot. But Arizona had 450 points. They swept the top 5 positions. Kelly Wetland, of course, won again, as she always does. She only, though, beat her teammate, Margareta Vrablova by 0.15 of a second. So that was like a photo finish.
That's one of the greatest things about individual sports that are also team associated, because you're trying to beat yourself, right? You're talking about marathon running, any kind of times in track and field. You're really in an individual battle versus yourself. Can I do better than I did last time out? However, you also have teammates pushing you at that, and that competitiveness within your teammates for an individual sport. It doesn't surprise me that they got top 5, because obviously winning the title last year. But yeah, what a tight margin between the two at the top.
Molly finished third. Again, we talked to Molly last week. She was about a minute off the pace of Kelly. She and Ellison Wolf were right. I mean, literally 0.04 of a second separating third and fourth between those two Wildcats. And then Ruth Party finished fifth, and she was about 0.30 of a second off of Molly. So literally Molly, Ellison, and Ruth basically all finished together.
And shout out to Kelly, because she won all of the events she entered this year,
she's not lost yet this year.
That's nuts too.
Yeah, so I think it would be an upset if she did not win the individual national championship, which is coming up. So that is the USA Triathlon National Championship. Is not this weekend, so the ladies will get a week off, but it'll be the weekend after next. So that'll be homecoming weekend here, but our triathlon ladies will be up in Tempe for the USA Triathlon National Championship. The Wildcats will, if they're going to repeat, they're going to have to repeat on the Sun Devils' home turf. So we'll see how that all plays out here in about a week and a half. Looking forward to that. Arizona trying to win a second consecutive national championship. They've been to 4 events this year as a team. They've only placed second once, and that was Arizona State beat them the one time at the Desert Edge Collegiate Cup, which was up in Loma, Colorado. So they've gone face-to-face with them 3 times in 3 meets. U of A's won twice. Arizona State's won once. And as I mentioned, Arizona State was not at the NCAA West National Qualifier. We'll have to see. I'll see if I can find the East information, because I would imagine that's probably where they were. And maybe there might have been a reason that they split them up, because they are obviously the top 2 programs. That could have been one of the things that they did there. So
Triathlon snagged second place at East Regional Qualifier.
Oh, there you go. All right, so they finished second.
Apparently so.
Okay, they let me see if I can pull up the results.
They had to split up the Arizona schools.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's not fair.
I guess not.
I mean, right now, Arizona is the place to go for triathlon for women, because, 2 years, 2 titles, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't, I can't really find out which team finished on top, but it looks like, I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing here. That might be actually the wrong thing I'm looking at. All right, we'll get that information for you and come back and let you know exactly how ASU did, as we try to keep an eye on them and everything that they're doing. Yeah, they were down in North Carolina.
Yeah,
last weekend. All right, so we'll dive into the Jay Coliosis, and Arizona Cross Country is going to join us. They've got their regionals coming up. I'm sorry, the Big 12s for them. Big 12 championships are coming up. Can they improve upon what they did last year? Last year, the men were 9th. The women were 16th, so the women finished last, and the men were kind of in the middle of the pack last year. We'll see. Again, they've had some. Cross country is another one of those sports. There's not a lot of events. There's only been 3 events this fall, and they've actually done pretty well in those 3 events. But it's hard to say, because you're not necessarily competing with a lot of, again, Power 4s in those events. So it's hard to see exactly how well cross country is doing, although they finished second at Northern Arizona. The men did. The men won the Dave Murray Invitational here, and they also won an event out in Riverside, while the women went to the same 3 events and finished 3rd, 2nd, and 5th. So the men still appear to be slightly ahead of the women on the cross country side. We'll dive into all that with Jay Colisius. He is supposed to join us in this hour. Also, we mentioned that we're taking our pregame show on the road this weekend to Fred Harvey's house. Fred Harvey, Little Mexico, right over there across the street from campus, the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. So we're going to talk to Fred Harvey about him inviting us over to his house to do a radio show. That's going to be a whole lot of fun.
That's one of my favorite neighborhoods that I've ever lived in.
Oh, you lived in
Sam Hughes. Yeah.
Sam Hughes.
I lived in
Wow.
Sam Hughes off.
It's very dark, though.
Yeah, we were in the backside, right? Like we were behind Hemmel, so like we were east of Hemmel Park, so not where they live. No, all the professors are right there next to campus for the most part. We were on the backside of the park.
So I parked, I parked on the side street, kind of down, like because you can enter Fred's place down an alley on the backside of his house, and so I parked kind of at the end of that alley. I think it was on North. And I stayed there. I just left my car there for the volleyball game because I went over to his house before the volleyball game, and then I just walked over to McHale Center.
That's called the Fred Harvey parking pass.
Exactly. It's like, why get – because I think I left like 15 minutes before first serve. I'm like, I'm not going to go and deal with that traffic. I'll just leave my car here and walk. But when I was coming back after dark, it was like it's really dark. There's not a lot of street lights in that neighborhood over in Sam Hughes. So I'm like, I hope, you never know.
A lot of stargazers.
Somebody tried to rob what was the mayor that used to be, who was the mayor before Rahina? Not Poindexter. Oh God, what was his name? Anyway, he lived in that neighborhood. He got robbed. I remember that he got held up at gunpoint, like in the.
So the mayor got robbed on a street that didn't have enough streetlights, and they did not put streetlights up.
Well, he got robbed, I think, like in the morning. It was like in the early morning on a weekend. But Mayor Rothschild, was the mayor before Rahina. And so every time I'm walking around Sam Hughes at night, I think about that. I'm like, they tried to rob the mayor in this neighborhood, so I gotta be on my P's and Q's here.
I'm no expert, but I'm guessing there's a few neighborhoods in Tucson that you should probably be more worried about walking around at night than Sam Hughes.
Sam Hughes. That's true. But you never know. I mean, it's an interior of the city neighborhood, so you never know what's going to happen. You always got to be mindful of where you are and who is walking around you.
And them college kids get a bit crazy.
That's true. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll come back. Of course, we'll have our BetMGM Network top plays for you today. We'll dive into women's basketball has a game tomorrow. We had a chance to talk to Becky Burke today. We'll let you hear a little bit about what Becky had to say. They're trying to bounce back from their loss last week to West Texas A&M. They'll get Cal State Los Angeles tomorrow at McHale Center. Cricket is here as well. I don't know if she's got a pocket full of tickets for you today. She just might. You'll have to stay tuned. I know I've got 2 more chances for you to win $1,000 in our 5K a day giveaway. The final 2 chances to win $1,000. I'll be giving you one of those coming up here before the end of this hour. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Alvernon and Golf Links have reports of traffic signals malfunctioning at the Alvernon Golf Links ramp. Also at Ajo and Keno and Ajo. Big construction project there. Expect rush hour slowdowns, Keno and Ajo. 59 and clear overnight, sunny, 88 tomorrow and 87 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks.
Handcrafted with their signature espresso
and real pumpkin sauce.
Ooh. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon,
and nutmeg.
PSL. Get it while it's hot.
Or iced, only at Starbucks.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
Game day isn't complete without repping your team. Whether you're in the stands, at home, or tailgating with friends, NFLShop.com has the gear every fan needs. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and sideline styles straight from the pros to you. Fresh arrivals drop all season long, so you'll always stay game day ready. Fan like a pro and shop now at NFLShop.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' Cay, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingCay.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
There's never a good time for plumbing issues.
No.
Honey, my parents are here.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. With Drain Masters in Tucson, not only do you get local, professional, full-service plumbing with 24/7 scheduled or emergency service, you get a lifetime transferable warranty on all house water repiping. So this...
They brought my aunts and uncles, too.
is gonna be fine. Drain Masters, we do it all. And now offering financing. Solid service, fair price, guaranteed. DrainMastersTucson.com.
$1,000 is a pretty good chunk of change.
All right, yeah.
And we're giving you 5 chances a day to win.
All right.
5 winners a day, $1,000 each, every weekday. That's $5K a day.
No freaking way.
Listen for the national text keywords, weekdays, 5 times a day for your chance to win $1,000 with $5K a day.
Oh my God!
5 chances to win $1,000, $5K a day.
Keep listening for your chance to text the national keyword right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
It's that time of year. School is back. Football is back. And better yet, Truck Month is back at O'Reilly Chevrolet. If you're looking for that perfect truck, we might have it. The Chevy Silverado, the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona for the last 3 years, is available right now. So see us at O'Reilly Chevrolet on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. See us at O'Reilly Chevrolet during Truck Month, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on our program today. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Full show for you today. Short show tomorrow, as always, as we have got NFL football, the start of week number 10, I believe it is. Or is it 9? These NFL weeks all kind of run together. Week number 9, week 9 of the NFL season. Ravens, Dolphins will kick things off tomorrow night. And the Cardinals are on Monday Night Football this week. Not at home, but in Dallas this coming Monday night. So national TV after the bye week. I hope they don't embarrass themselves. That would be not good. That would be not good. We'll hear
They're going to lose on a last-second field.
Yeah, well, let's not say that. It's the 2-5 Cardinals, the 3-4-1 Cowboys on Monday Night Football. You'll hear that game over on our sister station, Freedom 1400. Monday Night Football back over there this year. We'll have Ravens and Dolphins here. We'll also, of course, have 2 games for you on Sunday, including the Panthers at the Packers on Fox. That game will air on Fox. We'll have it here on our station as well. That's an 11 a.m. game as the games now shift on Sunday with daylight savings time ending across the country. All the games here that are normally at 10 will shift to 11. So you get an extra hour of sleep if you're an early NFL person. Does that mean much to you to have that extra hour of sleep, J-Dub?
No.
No? On Sunday?
Not for me. I'm a native, so it's like, even though I've lived other places, ironically, I did live in Central Oregon, and they didn't do daylight savings time either. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it only affects me business-wise when I have to coordinate with people in the East Coast and when we're supposed to set up some kind of meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I mean, as far as daylight savings, we don't change. So
I used to when I was religiously going to watch the Browns every Sunday at our local club, I would live for this part of the calendar year when I could get that extra hour of sleep.
It's either you start your morning with the beer or you start your morning with the Bloody Mary. I mean, it just depends on what time of year and when the daylight savings.
Yeah, I could never do that because I always had to go to work anchoring the weekend sports. So it was like they would always say, "Can I get you a beer?" No, thanks. I got to work later. So yeah, I could never do that. Now I can, but I don't really go watch the games that much
When
anymore.
I worked at the Fort Little Depot, there were
you
hundreds of
worked
people.
there?
I did, yeah. I
Okay.
bartended there, yeah.
Okay.
One of the 6 places I bartended here in Tucson.
They got a lot of TVs there. It's a good
They
place
do,
to watch.
and
for.
back when I worked there, they had the speakers on the table, so you could listen
Yes.
individually to
Right.
whatever television you wanted to. But they would open really early, breakfast, 6, 7 a.m., something like that, biscuits, gravy,
I
and all
think
that.
they actually still have that because I swore we went last year and I was able to get one of those because they had a bunch of games on and we wanted sound. And I think they still have some of those. I don't know
It's
if
a
they
good
have them on-
setup.
Yeah,
It's a
I
good
think you have
setup.
to ask for it though, and they'll give you one of those.
Anyway,
Yeah. I used to love. I mean, I used to love that when bars did that. Not as many bars do that anymore.
No, what I was going to say is I experienced and witnessed hundreds and hundreds of people drinking heavily long before the pregame show started, regardless of daylight savings or
my
not.
goodness. There you go.
Part of the ritual.
There you go. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. We're talking about the Cardinals. Let's hear from Jonathan Gannon, the head coach of your Arizona Cardinals, who, again, coming off a bye week, have lost 4 consecutive games heading into that bye week. 3 of those 4 losses came on last-second walk-off field goals and then a late loss to the Packers, the disastrous coming apart in the game against the Tennessee Titans, a game that they were up, and it looked like Amari DiMercato was about to score a touchdown that was going to really put the game in the rearview mirror, and he drops the ball before the goal line, and everything came apart after that. Jonathan Gannon, though, says that he does not think that his team is in any need of drastic changes.
If you look with a critical eye where we're at and how we got to this point, in my mind, there was I told the team that, I was going to come in today and be like, hey, all these drastic things, this is what we're going to do to win games. It is not that. That is not the answer, in my opinion. When I watch how these games have kicked out and how we're at where we're at right now, it was some minor tweaks and coaching the details a little bit better, playing a little bit better, finding our margins a little bit better, in-game decision making, play call. It's a bunch of different things, but there's nothing really drastic to me. If we didn't look like we looked with the same record, then you could think about, making some big time drastic changes, which I've been a part of that too. I don't think that was the answer for us moving forward. So I just want us to play a little bit better, coach a little bit better, and play a little bit better.
JG, what was the players' attitude getting back in the building today?
Rejuvenated and ready to go. They're ready to get on the grass, I think. I know. So it'll be good. They're ready to go. They know the challenge that's ahead.
Kyler Murray is the leading rusher on this team. And again, this is a team that's had some issues at running back. James Conner, has gotten hurt, and Kyler Murray is the leading rusher. That right there tells you got some issues offensively when your quarterback is the leading rusher. He has 13 more yards than Trey Benson does this season.
You know what that tells me is that the offensive line isn't doing a great job. Or he's got happy feet, which he kind of always has, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's kind of had happy feet. Yeah. And you just don't really have a go-to running back anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, that's obviously the biggest issue that they're facing. They've had to come back a couple of games this year as well. So throwing the ball in the second half to come back into games. But based on what Coach said right there, DK, you lose, what is it, 5 in a row by a total of 19 points or whatever it is. It's got to be so frustrating for those guys like Calais Campbell, the vets in that locker room who might not have too many more years left, right? And it's not as if you're losing every game by 30. And I'm not talking about moral victories here, Cardinals fans. It's not about, they're this close and woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's just that they're so competitive. That's the word you can use for the Cardinals this year, is that they've been in every single game, just couldn't make that one or two plays it took to get over the finish line.
To tie in our two teams, the Cardinals here and the fact that we are Southern Arizona's home of the Carolina Panthers, maybe these two teams should make a deal. Maybe Arizona's and Monty Austinfort should be calling Carolina and asking them, hey, what would it take to get one of your running backs? Because the Panthers have an unusual problem, whereas the Cardinals don't have any running backs. The Panthers currently have 2 that they are trying to find carries for. So you've got, obviously, Chuba Hubbard, who has been the veteran there for a long time. I don't even know how long Chuba's been there, but he's been the guy in Carolina for quite some time. But he's had some injuries that he's dealt with this season, and so he was down for a game, and then Rico Dowdle stepped to the plate, and he has been a workhorse for the Carolina Panthers. So now, you've heard of the quarterback controversy. Carolina's dealing with a running back controversy. Rico Dowdle had 206 yards in a game earlier this season, and he followed that up with 183 the next week against the Cowboys. Now, he's dropped off the last 2 weeks. The win over the Jets, he had 79, not a bad game, just 54 yards in the loss to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. Let's hear from Dave Canales, the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, on how he's dealing with his overloaded running back situation in Carolina.
There's been a stark difference in production between Rico and Chuba over the last 2 weeks. How has that changed your outlook on this rotation, and what have you noticed about why that is?
Yeah, it's a fair observation, and Chuba's meant a lot to this organization, certainly to the identity that we wanted to build our team on, and wanted to give Chuba the opportunity to go out there and to continue to impact our team in a positive way. We cannot ignore the fact that Rico has been exceptional, in a couple of games, and then in the opportunities he's had over the last 2 weeks, he's made some excellent plays. Love the tempo and violence that he's running with, and these are all things that we're talking about and working through this week as we look back, on these last 4 games and really taking a snapshot of what's been successful for us. These are conversations that we do definitely have to have.
You mentioned that this is kind of a delicate situation given Chuba's standing in the locker room and your respect for him. Is there kind of a scenario? Is there a way where you can keep everyone happy and satisfied and still maybe give Rico the lion's share?
Yeah, that's not the goal, right, Joe? The goal is to make sure that we put the right guys out there. That's my job. And so I really do have to look at that and evaluate it and make the best decision for the Panthers collectively. It's for me, I have to make sure that I keep it about the football. At the same time, I've had a good amount of experience with Chuba, and I've seen Chuba at his best. And now we've seen Rico at his best. And so, I have to make sure we have the right conversations all together and move forward.
So that's what you got there going on in Carolina. You got Rico Dowdle. You got Chuba Hubbard. I mentioned the numbers by Rico. A 206-yard performance, a 183 performance for Chuba Hubbard. His best game was the shutout win over Bijan and Atlanta early in the season, 17 carries for 73 yards. But other than that, the last 2 weeks anyway, because then he missed the game in early October, he's had only 14 carries for 31 yards in the win over the Jets and 12 carries for 34 yards in the win over Buffalo. So Dave Canales has to figure out who he's giving the lion's share of his running back carries to. Maybe the Cardinals need to make that call and see if they can get Chuba Hubbard out of Carolina for a late-round draft pick to help them on this side. Wouldn't be something that you wouldn't at least want to explore.
Didn't Larry Johnson and Priest Holmes play at the same time?
for the Chiefs back in the day.
Yeah. I just remember the Chiefs like having two basic all-pro running backs. I mean, that's a completely different era. There's not a lot of, the running backs are secondary to quarterbacks these days. But I just think there's been some teams over the years who have managed that. Then you get the make your memories situation where a guy needs the ball 40 times and he doesn't want to ever come off the field.
Right. It's a good problem to have though. If you're the Carolina Panthers, it's a good problem to have when you got two guys that are quality and you got to figure out exactly how to use them. And of course, again, you'll have the Panthers coming up this Sunday against the Packers at 11 a.m. with coverage at 10. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Speaking of great football players, Brian Urlacher is going to be in town tomorrow for the annual Arizona Bowl luncheon, which is tomorrow. Looking forward to getting a chance to chat with him. We'll be over there for part of that in the
Mexico's
late morning.
Finest.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm interested to ask him about Danny Gonzalez because I think they were together there at the same time. Get his thoughts on Coach Gonzalez from back in the day. All right, we're going to talk. We're scheduled to talk some cross country with Jake Coley-Osis. He is the head cross country coach at the University of Arizona. He is doing some traveling, so hopefully we'll get him in this next segment. If not, we'll push him back to later in the show. But right now, Cricket's got you every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Alvernon and Golf Links at the ramp have reports of traffic signals malfunctioning at the Golf Links Alvernon ramp. Westbound Glen west of Alvernon closed and westbound Glen west of Campbell closed for road work. You could use Fort Lowell instead. 59 and clear, sunny, 88 tomorrow, 87 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Question: why would you shop anywhere else for your favorite tobacco products if you can save up to 40% at Tobacco Barn?
I don't know.
Why? If you can save by paying no state sales tax and no city sales tax because Tobacco Barn is on the reservation.
I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to say.
Plus, save an additional $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
I don't know how I missed that before.
What is happening? When you shop at Tobacco Barn, save up to 40%. That's 40% off your favorite tobacco products. You won't pay any state sales tax or pay any city sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Just our way of saying thank you for your business. Shopping anywhere else is kind of crazy.
I love it! I love it! I love it! Come on, Jerry. It's time to go back to your cell now.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron.
Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it.
I choose to ignore that remark.
Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
$1,000 is a pretty good chunk of change.
All right, yeah!
And we're giving you 5 chances a day to win. 5 winners a day, $1,000 each, every weekday. That's $5K a day.
No freaking way.
Listen for the national text keywords, weekdays, 5 times a day for your chance to win $1,000 with $5K a day.
Oh my God!
5 chances to win $1,000, $5K a day.
Keep listening for your chance to text the national keyword right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute. It's easy to point to Daniel Jones when explaining the Colts' 7-1 start, but Jonathan Taylor is Indy's MVP and probably the league's as well. The veteran running back already has over 1,000 yards of offense with 14 total touchdowns. His biggest hurdle might be history. A non-quarterback hasn't won MVP since 2012. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult 19 to 49 with certain underlying medical conditions like asthma, diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protectyourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Suns are back on the floor tonight. They'll be at home against the Memphis Grizzlies as the Suns sit at 1-3. Now, again, that's pretty much about where we expected that they were going to be. I guess today might be a good day for me to do my rant about how I think I've seen more Cavaliers games in this first week of the season than I've seen Suns game. You know, I just don't think the Suns at this point care about their TV situation and how that relates down here in Southern Arizona and other parts of the state where only half the city can see the Suns game. If I stay here at the station, I can absolutely watch it. Because we have Cox Cable here at the station. But if I go home, I have Xfinity, and I still cannot. There's still no deal with Xfinity to watch the Suns games, as there wasn't a deal this past season to watch the Diamondbacks games, as there wasn't, I don't think, a deal to watch the Mercury games either. So we just can't get any of those games on TV down here unless you're buying one of those antennas. That you can and unhooking or hooking it into your television so you can switch over to that. I guess that's what I'm going to have to do because this is going on 3 seasons since Matt Ishbia created this network, and we still don't have it. On the north
Arizona
side of
Family,
town.
right? Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, personally, we had YouTube TV for a long time, and through that, I got the League Pass for the last 5 years. This year, they're not carrying it anymore.
So YouTube TV,
no longer is carrying League Pass.
Oh wow, who bought that?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
I think it's because of obviously the partnership that they have with, I think, Disney and that whole company. Doesn't matter. The point is, even the last 5 years, DK, when I wanted to watch the Suns, they were always blacked out. Every single game was blacked out. So why have I watched I must have watched 50 Pacers games last year. And that's because I could get every single other team in the NBA. So it's not for the same reason of Cox not having a contract, but it's also difficult to watch the Suns sometimes if you're with a provider that blacks out home games, even though we're 128 miles away from the stadium, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a 150-mile radius, but yeah, I mean, I think you would hope that the ownership, they said all the right things to start, right? They said all the right things. We want everybody in Arizona who can and wants to watch the Diamondbacks watch the Suns. We're going to try to make that available. But as you said, the amount of hoops you've had to jump through to get that going in your house in the foothills in Tucson, it's not feasible.
I want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Are you frustrated? Again, this is going on season 3 that you cannot really watch the games down here for your Phoenix Suns. 3 seasons now. If you live on the north side of town, again, I know all of you on the east side that have Cox Cable, you can see the games. But if you have Xfinity, you are unable to do so now, going on a 3rd season. So let us know, 520-848-1290, if you are frustrated by that. All right, let's talk some cross country. Arizona cross country getting set for the Big 12 championships this weekend. It's going to be on Halloween morning in Lawrence, Kansas. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of your Arizona cross country team, Jay Colasius. And Jay, it's interesting. Obviously, we had a chance to talk to you. I think it was late summer for the first time as you were heading into this first season. Just give us an update on how you felt this first cross country season has gone for you guys.
Step in the right direction, for sure, and then maybe we'll just leave it there. Obviously, we took on a project that really was going to be a project, and right away identified it, especially with the history we had and everything, as something that can be great. And I think we have done some really amazing things and turned some heads in a short time, but that's all just excitement going into championships now.
Now, I know that, cross country has generally not had a whole lot of meets in the fall. Sometimes I think there's years where they might have 5 or 4. You guys had just 3 this year. Yeah. What were some of the challenges in that aspect of it, only having 3 meets?
So I wouldn't view that as a challenge. It was more, this year especially, we needed to take a moment to breathe and learn ourselves as a team and as a culture and establish something special. And we were able to do that with, we'll say, less thoughts placed on meets and more thoughts on just training and learning how to be better teammates. And so really, I think that probably helped us, and it allowed our athletes now to enter these later meets probably fresher and more excited with more in the tank for a good championship season.
Jay Colasius, the track cross country coach, Arizona track cross country coach, is our guest. So then, how does that work in terms of on those weeks when you don't have a meet? How much are the kids practicing? Are they practicing every day? Yeah. Is it a 5-day-a-week thing? Are you having like mock meets amongst yourselves? How does all that work?
So we didn't do too many mock meets, but we did do a lot of I'll call them big boy, big girl workouts where we're working out. We're putting in a lot of volume in a day and pushing ourselves hard. We meet 6 times a week as a team. So no matter what, we're always going to meet early on a Sunday or Saturday morning. and just making sure that we're living a proper lifestyle conducive to unbelievable distance running. And so again, we didn't travel too much. This is only our third trip, and so we were able to really spend some good time developing good habits and teaching these young men and women how to be incredible distance athletes and even better student athletes.
Now, I know you guys were you traveling today? Are you guys already in Lawrence?
So I don't believe we're in Lawrence yet, but I do think we just crossed over into Kansas. We flew into Kansas City, Missouri, and then we're on the bus right now.
Oh, there you go. Outstanding. So what will be the preparation process? Obviously, later today, I don't know if you're going to do any workouts today or just get a workout in tomorrow. Will you run on the course? How will that work tomorrow in preparation for Friday morning?
Yeah, so tomorrow we will get onto the course. Our plan is to go over about 11 o'clock. And this is actually quite a homecoming. Abdi Abderrahman, a five-time Olympian. We named him as another coach this season. He's here. It's his first time being back to this course since being the runner-up at the NCAA championships in 1999. So it's kind of a homecoming, but yeah, we're going to be on the course tomorrow. The men will run their course, the women will run theirs. And then as far as tonight goes, really we're just doing a little jog, stretching, and going through some activation stuff just to make sure we're not too tight after the flight. And but really the hay's in the barn. We have done the work. There is nothing else we can do now to get any better. We're just trying to mitigate anyone getting hurt or doing something silly.
Jay Colacias is our guest, the head track cross-country coach for your Arizona Wildcats. So, Jay, let me ask you this question then. What are your hopes for this tournament? The men, I believe, took 9th last year. The women were 16th. Yeah. Obviously, you want to improve upon that. Do you believe you can?
Sure. Yeah, we will. We'll be better on both sides. I've never done well with any place other than first, but I don't see us winning on either side. But again, we will continue to turn heads here. Our women's team will come in, and we're a very young group. We'll do well. And then I think our men are especially turned a lot of heads. We brought in some big time athletes. And I think we can do as well as 5th. Anywhere between 5th and 9th is where I expect us to finish. But I just know the work we've done. I'm really excited. I think we will really surprise a lot of people.
Well, you mentioned when we talked to you in the summer that you guys had kind of gotten back into West Africa and some of the young men that are running out of Kenya, and you've got a youngster, a freshman by the name of Lawi. I'm going to mess up this last name.
You are good. Wow.
Gittich?
Yeah. Lawi Gittich. I'm looking at him right now. He just turned around and looked at me. He's a 17-year-old that's run some of the best mile times in the world. He was your African champion this past summer, and he's learned how to run cross country. So I'm pretty confident he'll be one of the best, if not the best freshman on Friday.
Does he know that he's got a legendary Arizona cross-country name?
So he does know that. He spends a lot of time looking at the record board, pointing at Lawi Lalang and saying, I'm going to get this record, I'm going to get this record, and I'm going to get this record. So he knows it. He knows the pressure's there, but he knows he's earned that pressure, and he wants to take over and have his name be on that record book.
Now, another freshman has been your top runner, Evans Tanui. Did I get that one right?
Mm-hmm.
Evans, tell me a little about Evans, who's also from Kenya.
Yeah, Evans is another special athlete. He's very new to running. He hasn't even run for a full year, but a remarkable talent. He is 2 years older than Lawi. He graduated high school 1 year ago, and he's 19. But Evans is an awesome personality, really funny guy. Really enjoying his way around America, learning the new things, but he's disciplined, and he knows his body really well, and he knows he's doing things that he hasn't done yet, and continues to surprise people. I think even himself, he has big dreams of being at the Olympics and doing really cool things, and they bring that to the culture we already have, and we're really putting together something special.
Now, let me ask you this question, because you mentioned he's only been running for a year. So how do you find a kid like that? I mean, this is a kid that's not. I mean, I would imagine he's got to have some type of name for you all to come upon him.
Yeah, so really just with connections in Kenya and talking to different camps is how they divide it up after high school. After you sit your KCSE, if you're a special talent, you go to a camp and you train. And hearing the camps and how the training went, I heard Evan's name come up. And then he did a series of time trials, just like you said, practice races before. And he was exciting some people, but it really wasn't until right when we signed him was at the Kenyan U20 trials, and he ran a 13:46 5K. I said, I've seen enough. This is the guy we want, and we signed some documents quickly the next day, but he was on a plane probably in 2 months from that point and joined us.
And you mentioned you're young on the women's side as well. Tell us a little bit about Praise Chemkemboy.
Yeah. So Praise, very funny enough, and they Praise and Lowy grew up together. They're the exact same age, and they knew each other from their hometown in Kenya. But they went to different schools and then different camps. But Praise is insanely jovial. Just a spark plug. She loves being in America and has taken on her new friendships and roles so well. So it's been really exciting. But then behind her, and we've seen this on the men's side too, the American athletes just taking them into our culture, showing them the way, having fun, and inviting them to our family. It's been amazing to see what I think is probably humanity at its best.
All right, who's the team to beat this weekend? Is it BYU?
Oh, you got to talk about BYU on the women's side.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another team in the country up to their caliber. And then Iowa State has been the number one team really they were runner-up last year. BYU on the men's side graduated people, and no one's touched what Iowa State's done. So yeah, those are the best teams, but we are by far and away the best distance conference in the country.
There we go. Looking forward to what you guys can do then on Friday in Lawrence. What's the weather looking like?
When we race, it should be around 55, which for us is chilly. The ground it has been raining here, but we shouldn't see any rain. The Friday calls for a high of 62.
All right. Well, Jay, hey, best of luck this weekend. Best of luck as you continue to put this program together and develop these distance runners for the fall, and obviously when we swing to the spring side and getting into the outdoor portions with the 1500s and the 5000s and the 10,000 meters. Looking forward to all these kids out there in the spring as well.
We have a lot of tricks up our sleeve, and we're excited to show these guys off. They've been working hard. Bear down.
There we go. Jay Colasius, your head cross-country coach at the University of Arizona. It is the Big 12 Championships Friday morning at 8 a.m., probably 8 a.m. our time, 10 a.m. in Lawrence, Kansas for the Wildcats. Let's see how they do. That's all we can do. We can kind of just see if there's improvement from what they did last year at the Big 12s, where, again, the men finished 9th, the women were 16th. There's nowhere to go but up when you finish 16th in the Big 12.
Well, did you hear the news today?
I did not.
Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham are talking again, so anything's possible. Okay? Anything's possible.
Really?
Anything is possible.
Jeez. Like, there's I'd heard they'd fallen out or whatever not. So.
Yeah, about 4 decades ago.
There you go. Making up after 4 decades. My wife is a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. She will be happy to hear that.
I think Rumors is definitely top 5 album of all time.
Of all time. There you go. All right. DK on the sports tip. We've got much more coming up for you in the 4 o'clock hour. We will. Wait. Let me give you before I turn you out of here.
1 minute.
I've got. Yeah. Oh my goodness. 1 minute. 1 minute. I got to give you a keyword here right now. Text it right now. This keyword: credit. Credit. Text credit to 95819. 95819. You got to get it in before the turn of 4 o'clock, which is just seconds away. Text credit to 95819. Your chance to win $1,000. I'll give you another keyword after 4 o'clock for another chance to win $1,000 as we wrap up our 5K a day giveaway. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Speedway at I-10, an overturned vehicle occurred Speedway Boulevard at I-10. Grant and Alvernon reports of wires down. Also roadwork at the intersection. Backups westbound and southbound at Grant Road and Alvernon. And at Alvernon and Golf Links, we've got traffic signals malfunctioning. 59 and clear overnight, sunny, 88 tomorrow and 87 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
$1,000 is a pretty good chunk of change.
All right, yeah.
And we're giving you 5 chances a day to win. 5 winners a day, $1,000 each every weekday. That's 5K a day.
No freaking way.
Listen for the national text keywords. Weekdays, 5 times a day for your chance to win $1,000 with 5K a day.
Oh my God!
5 chances to win $1,000. 5K a day.
Keep listening for your chance to text the national keyword right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cruising down I-10, it's not just traffic you dodge, it's flying rocks, blown tire chunks, desert debris, and the sun never quits. That's Tucson life.
But with paint protection film from Recon Auto Detailing, my car stays flawless, no matter how many miles I put on I-10.
It's more than protection. It's peace of mind every drive, every highway run, every day. Keep your car looking showroom new. Recon Auto Detailing, Ceramic Pro West, Tucson. Armor for your ride.
Hey, at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find this Halloween.
Me thirsty.
Oh, hey, Frankenstein. Did you enjoy that Cabernet?
Oh, good. Want margarita?
Well, all the villagers are raving about this tequila.
Ooh.
And we have it at the lowest price in town.
Economical.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Spooky noises coming from your air conditioning system? Then treat yourself to the Right Way $59 Super Tune-Up and shake off the cobwebs from your AC. It's a 42-point inspection designed to maximize your AC unit's efficiency and lifespan with the most comprehensive tune-up in the industry. We'll even remove any built-up dirt, grime, and dust, and do a free carbon monoxide test. Just call Right Way, Southern Arizona's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical company today at 520-640-HOME. Right Way's $59 Super Tune-Up, a scary good deal.
It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Here's how you know you might need a new one. If your tailgate's held on with a bungee cord and a prayer, you might need a new truck. O'Reilly Chevrolet is here for your fresh start with years of experience and quality people. So what are you waiting for? See us at O'Reilly Chevrolet on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Hour number 2 of our show today. Don't forget, I just gave you, right before the top of the hour, I gave you the second to last keyword for our 5K a day giveaway competition, or not really a competition, but, you know, it's a competition because you're trying to win against other people, so we can call it that, I guess. We will have one more keyword to give you. I will give that to you before the end of the show. So stay with us. Your final chance to win $1,000. We've already given away $3,000 today. We'll give away a $4,000 from that last keyword cycle that just ended at 4 p.m. And then we've got one more keyword cycle that goes till 7. So I'll give you that final keyword here coming up, and we'll go from there.
Just make sure, listeners, that you stretch before you text, because competition can get fierce out there. You got to make sure you're limber, make sure you're loose.
I don't want you pulling a thumb muscle there.
No, don't do that.
Trying to win $50,000 or $1,000, $50,000. No, not that much. $1,000 from us on our program. But it's been cool. It's been a fun contest that we've had over the course of the last 6 weeks. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you were a winner. And we'll keep you abreast of what maybe the next contest is going to be for sure. All right, tomorrow night we've got game number 2 of the exhibition season for Arizona women's basketball. They will play Cal State LA at McHale Center. Again, if you've not heard, the ladies are going to be at McHale Center a lot this preseason. They are not going anywhere. All 13 of their non-conference games will be at McHale Center, as well as both of their preseason exhibition games.
I'm sure that
at McHale Center.
Their opponents were happy to do that, right? Because McHale has to be top 10 in attendance per game, right? And there's a sharing situation there with teams who come in. So, if you've got a gym that seats, whatever, and you're getting 500,000 people at every game versus what the fans that come out to see McHale, I think a lot of those opponents, I'm sure, were happy to sign that contract to have all those games, preseason games, be McHale.
It was a loss, though, for the ladies last Thursday night. This is how it ended. The Wildcats were down at 1.18 in the second half, but they had the ball with a chance to send the game into overtime.
Free throw from Hagan is up and rattles out. Rebound taken by Trammell. 3 seconds at midcourt. Get this one off to Purdue. Put a 3 up and off the back rim. Wildcats fall 60-57.
Derek Palmer with the call on the Arizona Sports Enterprises Wildcats Radio Network. You hear all those games over on our sister station, Freedom 1400 KTUC. A loss to West Texas A&M. Not ideal that you lose a game to a Division II team. I mean, I don't know the last time that Arizona lost a game to a Division II team.
When was the last time Arizona didn't bring back a single player from the previous season?
Yeah. Probably never.
Probably the last time they lost to a Division II school. Right?
So my first year here was 08. I'm just going to look here. My first year was 08-09, and that was Nia Butts' first season. Let's see. I'm trying to see if they play. I don't even think they played an exhibition game per se that year. That season. Let's see, this Oklahoma Panhandle, that might have been an exhibition game. What did they do against Oklahoma Panhandle? They won by 55 points.
That sounds like a fun school
to
get to.
Oklahoma Panhandle?
Yeah.
So, and then I'm thinking Adia's first year was about 2015 or 16, I would think.
10 years.
Yeah, 15 or 16. Let's see what they did that year in the preseason.
I just think, the Mercury and the Arizona women's basketball team have a lot in common.
Yeah.
People may forget that the Mercury went to the finals, and then I'm not making a comparison with the Wildcats are going to go to the finals. What I'm saying is The Mercury last season lost 70% of their scoring.
Right.
So the team they brought back this year had to completely, and there's some all-stars they brought in, Liz Thomas and whatnot. This Wildcats team, DK, 100% of them are new to the system, new to the program, new coaching staff, short cycle. So I don't expect them, whatever fans out there expect them to come out and be gangbusters from the start. I mean, I think you need to consider the circumstances leading into Coach Burke's first season.
Yeah. 2016 actually was Naya's first season. They won their exhibition game by almost 30 points against Western New Mexico. So again, it's that tells you a lot about what they're dealing with. The fact that they lost. Now, granted, that's a good Division II team, but still, it's a Division II team, and even with a mishmash roster of new people, if you're Arizona, you probably should have enough talent to beat them. That did not happen. And you were mentioning, J-Dub, obviously how teams would be looking forward to coming in here and playing. It's a great venue to play in. It's also a very intimidating venue to play in. And as we found out today, and you'll hear here from Coach Becky Burke, it may have even been intimidating to the home team.
Super excited to get back on the floor. It's been a really good week of practice, a really hard week of practice. Just a lot of questions answered and a lot of things solidified for us in terms of just character check, gut check. But I think after, a week like last week, a game like last week, we get to see if our players respond. And I've seen a response in practice, and ultimately we get to see if there's a response tomorrow night, which is what I'm looking for. When you face adversity, as a staff, as players, you just want to see your program respond, and that's the only choice that you have, and you want to see them respond in the right way. And I've seen that over the last 4 or 5 practices, and so hoping that carries through tomorrow night. And there's some hard lessons learned, and we put those lessons to practice tomorrow night. But we're really excited to get back on the floor, eager for another opportunity, and really our last kind of dress rehearsal, if you will, before this thing gets real. So like I told the players, if we need to learn these lessons, let's learn them right now while our record is still 0-0, before we get into real, legitimate gameplay. So we're excited for the opportunity, excited for our fans to get back out here and hang with us and support us. And it was a tremendous crowd last week, hoping it's the same tomorrow night. And yeah, we're ready to go.
What were the initial things, Becky, that you felt you needed to address after the loss to West Texas A&M?
I think I'm growing, and I'm continuing to, just mature in my coaching, because I think it's easy to want to go in there and just say, you guys aren't in the gym enough, you guys aren't competitive enough, you guys, you don't have what it takes. Where I think when you sit back and you look at it and you understand that there's 14 new players on this roster that have never seen that many fans in their life, let alone played in front of that many fans, that maybe were a little bit nervous, that are 18 to 21 years old, and that didn't handle that moment super well. I have to show my team a little bit of grace, and that's what I've done over this last week. Yeah, were we competitive enough? No, we weren't. Were we tough enough? No, we weren't. Those are the easy things to say and to go out there and correct in practice, but I'm showing them some grace. I'm showing them a little bit of just compassion in terms of they've never been in an environment like that. I'm sure there was a little bit of nerves. I'm sure there was a little bit of pressure they put on themselves to perform and, show everybody they are what they think they are. All these things that I think, maybe a couple years ago I wouldn't have thought about, and just blamed toughness and competitiveness and all those things, which, don't get me wrong, those were issues. But we play exhibitions for a reason, to go out there and see 4,000 or 5,000 people and get the nerves out, folks. It's a blessing, right? So yeah, it's been me just having some perspective on this team and who they are and what they are, and the grace that I need to show them, and also the ways that I need to challenge them.
Yeah, it's interesting from that standpoint when you look at the way that they've put this team together. There just really aren't a lot of players. I mean, like you look at Freddie Wallace. She was on the roster last year at Kansas, but she never played in a game in a Big 12 environment or in a Big 12 arena. So she might have seen it, but seeing it and playing in it is two different things entirely. Cameron Kitchens was on the roster last year as a freshman at Virginia, so she may have seen an ACC environment, a high-level ACC environment, but she never actually played in a game last year, having redshirted at Virginia. So it's a whole lot different, maybe being on the bench in an environment, in a Division I Power 4 environment, and seeing what that atmosphere is like versus actually having to get out on the floor, J-Dub, and function and play basketball in that if you've never done it.
Yeah, for the freshmen, there's no doubt. In addition, I'm looking at somebody like Michaela Purdue, right? Your girl from Ohio.
Yeah.
And this, I'm not specifically saying that this affected her in the first exhibition, but think about it like this. She was a 20-point, 3-assist player last year as a junior. She's a senior this year, expected to be one of the leaders. I looked it up, DK. 540 fans is what they average per game for home attendance.
Yeah.
540 fans for Michaela Purdue last year at home. U of A averaged 6,000 fans a game last year. So just the environment, the energy in the building, all those things. Sometimes it takes a little time to get used to that. Sometimes obviously it's going to take time for the teammates to get used to each other, their patterns, their preferences, where they like to catch the ball, whether they like to flare or cut. And Coach Becky Burke, she's making adjustments. She's going to bring that style, that hard-nosed defensive style that she's known for at Buffalo. But guys, I mean, she came late in the cycle. It's going to take a little bit of time for all these players to get together. So one game is just one game. I don't expect, as I said, I don't expect them to be fluid from the start. I think in time, it's just a matter of fight. And if you hear Coach Burke talk, everything she preaches is all about that, all about bringing your lunch pail, getting to work. So it's just a matter of time before they all get on the same page. The players who earn playing time will play. The players who don't shy away from that big game experience and those fans, they're going to be the ones on the court. And we'll just see what happens. It's kind of a little bit of an experiment. You know, after 9 years of one coaching style, it's a completely new one, new roster. Not any players are back. So it's hard to even guess or guesstimate what the final record will look like at the end of the season. But I will tell you, it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get going.
520-848-1290. We'll hear more from Becky Burke coming up a little bit later in the show. They've got they've settled on their motto. The last regime's motto was "Made for It." Theirs is going to be "Bear down, sleeves up." Bear down, sleeves up. So we'll hear how they came up with that coming up a little bit later. DK on the Sports Tip. We're going to talk some football coming up this Saturday. We're taking our pregame show on the road once again. Looking forward to that. We're going to take it over to Fred Harvey's house. Fred's going to join us on the show. I'm going to have to poke him a little bit because he put out a post on Twitter or one of the social media pages about when his Steelers were winning early on Sunday night, and then they ended up not winning. So we'll have to poke him, as we always do, in good
Loves
fun
him some Steelers.
about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes. I'm told Cricket does have something for you coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for that as well. Right now, she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Speedway at I-10, an overturned vehicle occurred Speedway Boulevard at I-10. Grant and Alvernon reports of wires down. Also roadwork at the intersection. Backups westbound and southbound at Grant Road and Alvernon. And at Alvernon and Golf Links, we've got traffic signals malfunctioning. 59 and clear overnight, sunny, 88 tomorrow and 87 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward.
so listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Question: why would you shop anywhere else for your favorite tobacco products if you can save up to 40% at Tobacco Barn?
I don't know.
Why? If you can save by paying no state sales tax and no city sales tax because Tobacco Barn is on the reservation.
I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to say.
Plus, save an additional $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
I don't know how I missed that before.
What is happening? When you shop at Tobacco Barn, save up to 40%. That's 40% off your favorite tobacco products. You won't pay any state sales tax or pay any city sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Just our way of saying thank you for your business. Shopping anywhere else is kind of crazy.
I love it! I love it! I love it! Come on, Jerry. It's time to go back to your cell now.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See? And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today. What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson was a full participant in practice on Tuesday and is in line to make his return Thursday night against the Dolphins. Jackson says he's extremely excited to get back out there with his team after missing the last 3 games with a hamstring injury. On the other side of that matchup, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been dealing with swelling around his eye, and he says he plans to wear a visor on Thursday night. The future is now in New Orleans. The Saints are making a move at quarterback, deciding to start rookie Tyler Shuck on Sunday against the Rams. Shuck came into Sunday's loss to the Buccaneers in the third quarter after Spencer Rattler was benched. Rattler will now be the backup, and Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco suffered an MCL injury in Monday night's win over the Commanders, and he's expected to be week to week, according to NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero. The Bills play the Chiefs on Sunday. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rush? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit biglou.com.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-555-1509.
Here's your shot at winning $1,000. It's $5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290. Text the national keyword PLENTY right now to 95819. That's PLENTY to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please don't text and drive.
Your shot at $5K a day is happening now. Listen for the national keyword 5 times each weekday. Then text the keyword to 95819. 5 winners, $1,000 each. $5K a day.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number. Arizona, Colorado coming up Saturday from Boulder. Our coverage will begin with the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show at 11:30 a.m. And we are taking the show on the road to Fred Harvey's house across the street from campus. And the Arizona Track Director Emeritus joins us now. Fred, how are you enjoying your retirement?
I'm definitely enjoying it. Giving me an opportunity to look into other aspects of life after coaching so long collegiately.
There you go. So we are absolutely looking forward to coming over to your house. This is something we've been kind of talking about for a long time, doing some type of show from what you'd like to call Little Mexico. First of all, for people that don't maybe know that, what's the story behind your house being known as Little Mexico?
Well, so when I first bought the home, well, actually I tracked the home honestly since 1992, and just looking at the value of it, and but it had that look of that old Spanish style home, even with the coloring. And then when I bought the home in 2006, the first thing I noticed when I went to the backyard is just, you're literally like you're in an entirely different world. And there's places in Mexico that really look like my backyard. So I just, what the heck? It's Little Mexico.
There you go. I've not really been to a lot of places in Mexico, so I wouldn't know what they look like. But that's kind of cool. When people ask you about this place? So what do you tell them is unique about your home there in the Sam Hughes neighborhood?
Well, I mean, probably the most unique thing is literally I sit on Campbell, right across the street from Richard Jefferson and the and McKell Mall, where probably the most unique thing about it is that wake up in the morning. If it's a Saturday morning when we first get started, the band is out there playing. I'm there watching folks get set up for tailgating. It's an environment that's very exciting. If you're a collegiate type of person, and obviously I am, and it's a very old home. It started they started construction on this property in 1928.
Wow.
And then and completed it in 1932. So it's an interesting home, and believe me, it's every bit of a 1928 home.
And you have a basement, Fred. I've not seen a lot of homes here in Tucson that have a basement.
Yeah. So I'm actually, I finally got my one side of the basement all cleared out, and my new office is down here. It's looking pretty hot, I must say. It's a full finished basement. Jim Rome has this issue with people who have basements that are not finished, and so. Once everything's in place, I'm going to take some beautiful pictures for the guy and send them out. And say, now this is a finished basement.
There you go. Nothing like a finished basement. I mean, if you're going to have one, you better be able to use it for something other than housing dogs and that kind of thing. Or in your case, housing your cat.
Yeah.
Fred Harvey joining us. He is the U of A Track Director Emeritus. And so now that you're obviously, moving on to other things, Fred, you're obviously doing a lot of focusing on the track club, Tucson Elite Track and Field. What are some of the things that you're beginning to do with that? And are you still going to be coaching professional athletes?
Yeah, I will definitely coach, professional athletes. I don't have any at this time and point that I'm going to be coaching until make that decision after the NCAA championships outdoors next year. I'm very, very particular in terms of professional athletes or post-collegiate athletes, that I would work with, because me coaching. God gave them the talent, and so my contribution to that is my knowledge of the sport, but relationships. I have to have a relationship with that person. If it's my son or my daughter, and if I don't have that type of relationship, it doesn't work very well. So I will continue to do that once the opportunity arises, and then in the youth club, we have a good size group. I'll start doing some hurdle work with the hurdle group starting next week. We have a gentleman who's a great coach, Clive Robinson, who used to coach at Iowa. He's running all the fall program right now.
Oh, nice! That is awesome. To hear that. Have you getting back to the professional athletes, have you ever coached a professional athlete that did not run for you in college?
Well, yeah, I did. But, for example, like Tayo and Lade Akinremi, I coached them, but their brother, Akin Akinremi, ran for me here at Arizona. So there was a definite relationship, there. There's been very few that didn't actually matriculate through the University of Arizona that I felt comfortable, enough with, coaching. Way back in 2000, young lady named Nikki Boyer, she had run for Clemson, and and I was very close friends with her, with her college coach, and so she moved out to Tucson, her and her son, and lived with Janet and I on the east side, and I coached her. But I don't advertise. I'm not promoting folks to come on out to Tucson now that I'm no longer coaching at the university.
So J-Dub wanted to know if you're going to be cooking gumbo on Saturday.
No, unfortunately, that was not what I was going to do. But is that a request?
Well, I don't eat gumbo, and so I'm not like Louisiana based or anything like that. So, but we've obviously heard the stories of your gumbo being some of the best. So I didn't know if that would be something that the other folks would be able to partake in this weekend.
Well, if I do get a moment, after getting my office in order here, it's a process, but you know what? I don't often get an opportunity to have the likes of you all come in my backyard and shoot a show.
What was the retirement party like, Fred, that they threw for you over on campus?
Yeah, I mean, it was really a little overwhelming, quite frankly. I mean, just the number of people that came through, from the department that I've had relationships with all these years. The athletes came in from really all across the world, and to be able to spend time with them and to reminisce over some of the things that that transpired. It was really, really amazing, and definitely very much appreciated.
What was did you get any really cool gifts? Any rocking chairs or anything like that?
No, I'm not. Okay, so I'm not that old, and 67. I'm good, but as folks know me, I don't sit very much. I mean, when I watch my Steeler games, there's not 1 second that I'm sitting down.
Oh wow.
When I coach and when I'm coaching out at the track, and it just annoys me to no end when I watch coaches sit down in a chair and they're coaching people. So what are you doing? So rocking chair is not going to work for me, but I did get, the department gave me a really beautiful, mounted singlet, with one of my favorite quotes, that's in there. I'm a big, when the sun comes up, you better be running, cat, and so they did that for me, and so that was really very, very appreciative, and that's on my wall in my basement.
We had a chance the last hour to talk to Jay Colosius, the new cross-country coach at the U of A, and they've made a point, obviously, to get back into Western Africa and getting some of those fine athletes into the program. How important was that when you guys had, the likes of Laila Lang and Steven Sambu and some of those guys that were running distance for you and were at the top of the leaderboard in the NCAA?
I mean, it's extremely important, and them having the opportunity now to be able to get back in there and pull over those athletes. I mean, the key is, cross country it's not a super complicated sport. I have top runners. If my top runners are in front of your top runners, then I win. I mean, I know that sounds really simplistic, but it is that simple. And so you think if my top three guys, are better, than your top three guys, say by 25 people, there's no way you can beat me. I mean, the point differential is too great, and so Jay is going to do an amazing job. He's fired up. I mean, he's ready to work, and when you're ready to do that, and you get talent, like that, out of Kenya and things. I mean, you're gonna do really, really well.
There we go. So we'll see how they are at the Big 12 championships on Friday morning, and hopefully success for them there. We are at Fred Harvey's estate, Little Mexico, on Saturday, 11:30 to 2:30 for the Meridian Wealth Management pregame show. Fred, we are looking forward to this. Like I said, we've been talking about it for a long time. Should be a fun Saturday morning at your compound there.
Yep, I'm definitely excited for it, and we have been talking, and so now this coming to fruition, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
There we go. Looking forward to it. We'll see you Saturday, Fred.
All right, thanks a lot. Bear down.
All right, there's Fred Harvey, your U of A track director emeritus. He is the chaperone, the host this Saturday for the Meridian Wealth Management.
Hey, someone's got to keep you guys
day.
in line, right?
Exactly. There you go. Somebody has to.
Chaperone.
We'll start taking over and putting our feet up on stuff. We don't
do that in Fred's new office,
right? No. It's I was down there. He took me into his new office when I was over on Saturday. He's getting it together, and it's like I said, it's in the basement part of the house. I'd never been into a basement in a house in Tucson.
The only other basement house I've lived in was literally on campus too, and it was just south on like 9th and.
So I would imagine
Park.
Probably a lot of those homes in that area do have basements then.
All I know, DK, is go take a shovel and go out to any chaparral area and try to dig. It's really, really hard to dig through caliche is what it's called. It's really impossible to dig. So I think maybe the U of A, they had a backhoe in there and dug out some holes, but you rarely will find a basement in Tucson for sure.
There we go. All right, DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290. We still got our BetMGM network. We got to get you that because it's coming up on first pitch in Los Angeles for Game 5 of the World Series, and we've got the play of the day for you. We'll get you that straight ahead. Cricket's got you something for you in the 5 o'clock hour right now. She's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with traffic and weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Grant Road and I-10 on Grant. At I-10, some westbound slowing. I-10 near Ruthroff for a collision on the westbound side of I-10 near Ruthroff. A stay to the right to get you by. Expect some slowing. 22nd Street and Craycroft, also Speedway Boulevard at I-10 is clearing. 59 the low, sunny, 88 tomorrow, and 86 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by IHOP. Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big filling sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
The guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, president of Leaf Filter, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/trust to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/trust for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/trust for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/trust. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockschooling.com.
What's up, guys? David Pollack here, former Georgia Bulldog, former analyst with College Game Day, and host of my new show, See Ball, Get Ball. I'm a defensive lineman. That's why that's the name. You see the ball, you go get it. We're going to dive deep into college football. We're going to break down film. We'll have bold takes, real conversations with the biggest names in the sport every single week. If you eat, sleep, and breathe college football like I do, man, I promise you, See Ball, Get Ball is for you. So do me a favor. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
This is Bill Ryder with a Sports Minute sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Mike Tomlin is absolutely one of the best coaches in the National Football League, but it might be time for a change. An aging defense is now at the brink of delivering Tomlin perhaps his most disappointing season in a decade. Maybe it's time for Tomlin and the Steelers to say goodbye. I'm Bill Ryder.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
On the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. DK on the Sports Tip. We're going to talk some basketball in the next hour. Bob Elliott, Big Bird, will join us. He of the 1977 class at the University of Arizona.
Got some all-star guests today, DK.
Oh, yes, we try. We try to load them up for the folks, for sure. Legends. Today was Legends Wednesday, for sure. All right, time now for our... What is it? Time now for our BetMGM Network top play of the day. Now, let's talk about yesterday first, before we get to today's top play. But yesterday, we had Domantas Sabonis over 15 rebounds. And he had 18 last night, J-Dub. So we finally hit on something. Thanks to Domantas Sabonis getting 18 rebounds, 10 points and 18 boards last night.
Yeah, if the bet is if Arvydas' son is going to get a lot of rebounds, the answer is yes. Always.
So that was a plus 180 bet. So we got $23 back on that, which we needed because we've been losing lately. Remember that 3-team parlay we had last week?
I do.
Yeah, we lost on all 3 of those games. We had the Pistons -2 over the Bulls. The Bulls won by 4. We had the Celtics -4.5 over the Sixers. The Sixers won by 1. And we had the Timberwolves -4.5 over the Blazers. The Timberwolves only won by 4 points. So we didn't hit on any of those in that 3-team parlay that we had last week. But we actually, maybe we should just stay with the rebounds because 2 of our most recent wins, remember we had Victor Wembanyama over 13 boards. I think that was Friday, in Friday's game. And he hit on that. He had 15 that night. And we just won on Sabonis, who we needed him to get over 15, and he had 18. So our 2 of our last big wins, and I think that was a plus bet too. It was a plus. That was a plus 185 bet. So we've won $47, J-Dub, on guys getting more than 15 rebounds.
Let's do Chris Paul rebounds next.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, the 6-foot, 40-year-old.
Chris Paul rebounds. I don't know if that's one we want to mess with right there. All right, let's find out what we got on this Dodgers-Blue Jays game number 5 coming up in a few minutes.
I'm Michael Jenkins, helping you beat the books with BetMGM Network. We're taking the Dodgers -1 or the run line tonight against the Blue Jays in Game 5 of the World Series. Blake Snell on the mound for L.A. Pitched in Game 1, and the Blue Jays were all over him, allowing 5 runs on 8 hits in 5 innings. Worst performance of the season, but we don't think the Blue Jays can do that again. We're backing the redemption story of Blake Snell, taking the Dodgers -1. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, so that's now 1.5. Dodgers minus 1.5. 1.5. You still got to get 2 runs. It doesn't matter to win over the Blue Jays. And that is also a plus bet tonight at plus 100 right now at BetMGM. So your $12.90 bet will garner you back $12.90. Dodgers minus 1.5 on the run line over the Blue Jays in game number 5, which will first pitch here coming up at about 5:08. So we'll take that tonight and see if we can get a win out of that. Dodgers would love to be up 3-2 going back to Canada for games. So there'll be an off day tomorrow, Thursday, and then games 6 and 7 Friday and Saturday
On one
night.
hand, Blake Snell had the best ERA coming into the World Series of any pitcher in the postseason, and he gave up 5 runs in his only outing versus Toronto.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and he didn't get, we had him last week. We had him, I think that was Friday night game 1, I believe.
Yeah, the 11-4 game is the one he started.
We had him plus 17 and a half outs, so we needed him to pitch 6, and he only pitched 5. So we didn't win on that one either. So I was hoping maybe they would give us a bet like that tonight, but they did not. All right, so there you go. Those are our BetMGM Network top plays for today. Dodgers minus 1.5. So right now we are minus $381.38 in the hole. So we are still not doing very well.
Let's get another parlay going.
We do. We have we'll talk about that Friday. We have a parlay we're going to do for Saturday's game between Nebraska and USC. So we'll give you that one on Friday heading into the weekend. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Okay, let me do this because I will forget. I've got a sweet deal for you. And you know how I like to do my sweet deals. And we've had a bunch of different places. Well, maybe I won't be doing that because I can't get to the place where the sweet deals are right now. That might be
because... Did you hear Microsoft's having a lot of troubles
exactly.
today? There's been a national outage for a whole bunch of different people. A bunch of services are down.
All right, well, I won't be giving you that sweet deal. I should have. That's why I always tell myself I need to print these things out just in case we have a computer malfunction, which we do right now. So I will hopefully get a chance to come back to that sweet deal.
I'll make a deal. I'll print it out, and then you can just stall for 2 minutes, and then you can read it.
Okay. I do want to go back though to we're talking about Becky Burke. We had a chance to speak with her today ahead of tomorrow's exhibition game against Cal State LA, and their new slogan is "Bear Down, Sleeves Up." Okay, so bear down, sleeves up. Everybody has a slogan that they do. Just do the men's basketball team doesn't really have a slogan, I don't think. Because obviously it was a players program when Sean Miller was here, but I don't think they've created anything quite like that during the Tommy Lloyd era of men's basketball. Obviously it was during the Jed Fish era. It's personal was kind of the motto. And then it's red line now in the Brent Brennan era, 100-100 red line.
What's our show's motto?
I thought we had one earlier.
Legends every day.
When I first got here, we run the CNWT. I don't know. We'll have to come up with one for sure. Bear down, sleeves up, though, is women's basketball's new motto. Let's hear from Becky Burke why they went with bear down, sleeves up.
We just kind of all got our heads together as a staff. We were just kind of throwing around different things. And when we thought about the identity of this team and who we needed to be this year, that was just something like we just talked about, like, workman-like mentality, like bringing in your hard hat, the lunch pail, rolling the sleeves up, and then we're like, oh, bear down, sleeves up. So it kind of just flowed from there. But that has to be our identity, which I don't think we showed last week. Like when we say that's what our identity needs to be, and that's who we need to be as far as a blue collar team, you can't give up 16 offensive rebounds. That's not blue collar, right? You can miss shots. You could score 57. You got to win the toughness categories. You got to win the discipline categories. That's being blue collar, and those don't take any talent. And those are the categories that we absolutely need to win this year. And so they say it, they've bought into it, but like then it needs to translate to gameplay for 40 minutes, right?
So there you go. It's about winning the discipline categories. I think that's going to kind of be a theme for them this year over at Arizona Women's Basketball. Don't give up. Like she said, it doesn't. You don't have to be good to box somebody out.
Yeah.
That's a hustle. That's a hustle play there. Dive on the ball. Dive on the floor for loose balls. Win every 50-50 ball. If you can do that, you're at least probably going to keep yourself in a lot of games if you're not shooting the ball well. Like Michaela Purdue did not shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
In her first game.
Well,
but if you can have the hustle plays, then you're gonna be around.
Coach Burke just preaches it ever since she got on campus. I mean, that's what she's clearly all about. Hard work and hustle, DK, is great and all, but it's not great if you have unforced errors along the way, right? So being disciplined and being focused on the process and each individual moment. If you're throwing the ball out of bounds all over the place, it doesn't matter how hard you hustle to get on the ground to get loose balls, right? So you have to combine those two things. If the margin for error is really slim and you've cobbled together a roster, you might not have any gigantic recruit names on the roster. Putting in a new system, you really have to be focused on controlling the controllables and everybody obviously getting to work and working hard, but doing that with a clear mind and limiting mistakes.
Arizona volleyball has a game tonight. They are on the road at Texas Tech. I think that game actually may be underway, so we'll check and see if we've got an update on that game coming up for you. They have lost 2 in a row. They had gotten to 4-2, and now they are back at 4-4. So losses to Iowa State and Arizona State over the weekend, and now on the road. But they're back home on Friday night. They've got a game against TCU. So a critical stretch, a tough week when you've got, again, travel to Texas and then on a Wednesday, play a Wednesday, and then turn around and come back and play at home on a Friday. But that's life where we are now in this conference. And I think Arizona men's basketball's got a few of those this year where they're going to have to travel to, again, the old weekend structure where you would go to Washington and play 2 games in Washington. And yeah, I mean, back in the day, going from Pullman to Seattle was a little bit of a travel situation. Oregon was always easy. You're just getting on a bus from probably staying in Eugene and getting on a bus and going up to Corvallis, which was nothing real taxing.
No.
But now you've got these situations in the Big 12 where you may play Thursday in one place or Wednesday in one place and have to come back and play at home on a Friday.
I do have an update. They have dropped the first 2 sets to the Red Raiders. Is it Lady Red Raiders?
They may go by
Texas
that.
Tech is they're about to enter the 3rd set. Texas Tech is up 2-0.
All right, so not a good start for things up at for the ladies there. And again, we've got soccer coming up next week. Or actually, I'm sorry, soccer coming up with their Territorial Cup match tomorrow night. That'll be tomorrow night out of Mulcahy, Arizona versus Arizona State. Neither of the Arizona schools are doing very well in women's soccer this year, so that probably should be an even match. If you're going to do anything, win the Territorial Cup, because I think this will be the last match of the season, because they will not qualify for the Big 12 tournament, will the soccer team. So win the Territorial Cup match on Thursday night, and everybody will end the season happy.
By the way, the game Friday versus TCU, Halloween.
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 Well, I don't know if I've ever heard them do that before.
Trick-or-treating costume contest, McHale Center, Friday, 6 p.m.
All right. Okay, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, I've got a sweet deal for you. Also, Cricket's got something for you as well coming up in the first part of the 5 o'clock hour. DK on the sports tip. Got Cricket, got J-Dub. Dragon Ball is off today. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. With collisions that are reported 6th and 6th Avenue and 6th Street. Grant Road at I-10, some westbound slowing. Collision on I-10 near Ruthroff on the westbound side of I-10 near Ruthroff. 22nd Street and Craycroft, some westbound slowing. Also earlier crash, Speedway Boulevard at I-10. 59 the low, sunny, 88 tomorrow, and 86 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks. The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Handcrafted with their signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Ooh. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. PSL. Get it while it's hot. Or iced. Only at Starbucks.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
It's basketball season, Wildcat fans, and tickets are on sale now. It's no secret that McHale Center is one of the most electric atmospheres in the country. And now is your chance to be part of the madness as Tommy Lloyd, Jaden Bradley, and the rest of the Wildcats compete for a Big 12 title. Get your tickets now by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/MBK or call the McHale Center ticket office at 520-621-2287. That's 520-621-CATS.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockschooling.com.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Kay on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final hour of our show on this Wednesday. Getting you closer to the weekend. College football's back this weekend for your Arizona Wildcats on the road at Colorado. Brent Brennan and company, losers of their last two, now 4-3. They were at one time 4-1 on the season. This is a huge ball game, a very huge ball game. You don't want to lose three in a row. We talked about staying out of those losing streaks, which is kind of what Arizona fell into last year. And if you get into a losing streak this year, it's hard. It's hard, especially on the second half of the season when you really want to be playing well as the clock hits November. And obviously November is winning time in any football, whether it's college, especially college football, because November represents the last portion of the season. And you want to be winning in November. And that's why these games are so critically important. Let's hear a little bit from Brent Brennan. We didn't give you any Brent Brennan yet this week from hearing from him on Monday. Brent talked about the players not really being real happy with the situation after these last two games. In fact, being a little perturbed, said Brent Brennan.
Yeah, they're pissed off about Houston, man. They're upset about it not finishing against BYU. You know what I mean? So, like to me, the fact that they're more passionate or they're angrier or attacking the opportunity to improve, I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's go, man. It's awesome.
Let's go. Be a little pissed off. Nothing wrong with that, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the way those last two games finished, right? Yeah. You should be.
Absolutely. Losing games at the end it sucks. There's nothing fun about that whatsoever. Obviously, the quarterback run has been an emphasis. The quarterback power, as Danny Gonzalez categorized it. Brent Brennan talked about the back to fundamentals approach of the defense this past 2 weeks.
Well, a big part of the bye week that I probably should have mentioned is that there was for us as a coaching staff and as a team, a big, kind of return to fundamentals. And so blocking, tackling, a lot of work in those spaces because we felt like there were a lot of opportunities missed, especially, in the Houston game in terms of tackling and getting people to the football. So living the red line, getting guys population to the football and then finishing when we get there.
16 teams are in the Big 12, obviously, and I talked a little bit about this last week. How it's very much like the NFL, where you have a few select good teams. You have essentially 4 teams that are 4-1 or better. You have 2 4-1 teams and 2 5-0 teams. BYU and Cincinnati are undefeated at 5-0. I still don't think Cincinnati's as good as they appear to be. I mean, they really haven't played anyone. Yes, they beat Iowa State at home, and that's a big win. But other than that, I mean, they've beat up on Oklahoma State. They've beat up on Central Florida. I don't really think they've played anybody of note yet. They beat Kansas
Saturday, right?
Yeah, they beat Kansas. It's kind of like BYU. The hard part of their schedule is still ahead of them in terms of Cincinnati.
Well, they got to go to Salt Lake this weekend,
Yeah.
so we'll see. I mean, that's a tough place to win, yeah.
Texas Tech and Houston are your 2 4-1 teams. And then at the bottom, you've got 3 teams that are, 0-5 or 1-4, Colorado, West Virginia, Oklahoma State. So that's, 7 of your teams. The other 9 teams are all kind of in that middle sector there, starting with Utah and Arizona State and Kansas State and TCU all 3-2, and Iowa State, Baylor, Kansas all 2-3, and Arizona and Central Florida 1-3.
We call that the Cowboys region of the Big 12, finishing 8-8. Yeah, those are the 8-8 teams.
Yeah, exactly. But Brent Brennan says, hey, every game in the Big 12 is going to be a battle because of that parity that you see there.
I think any given Saturday in the Big 12 is a challenge. Any given Saturday in college football. If you're watching the games this weekend, and I was able to watch a little bit of it on Saturday, just every week, every team, I think every team in this conference is really good, and every time you line up, you got to be ready to play. And so I think that part of it is it doesn't matter where you play, it doesn't matter who the teams are, it doesn't matter if it's the first place team or last place team or anybody in between. Every game in this conference is a freaking battle, and we've lived that already. We know what that is.
Colorado is 3-5 on the season. Arizona's 4-3. Colorado 3-5. All 3 of those wins have come at home. They are 3-2. This will be their 6th home game. They're 3-2 in their previous 5 home games. So again, it's not an easy place to go in and win. Every team, even the worst teams, even Oklahoma State, every team has won, not necessarily in conference per se, but every team has won at least one game at home, and the majority of the teams have won 3 or more games at home in this conference.
So when do we start the conversation that Deion can't win unless his children play for him?
Yeah. It's looking like that this year.
I'm
anyway.
joking, obviously, but it's like he's had such a luxury because those guys came over from Florida when he became the head coach at Colorado 3 years ago. A lot of continuity there, right? A lot of guys. Travis Hunter came with him as well. So replacing those names, DK, is what they're dealing with. I think every program outside of the juggernauts of college football has their ups and downs. A 9-win, 10-win season followed by 7, 8 wins because you just have to refill that cupboard, and they lost a lot off of last year's team.
Brent Brennan had a pretty funny story to tell about one Deion Sanders this week.
Well, it's interesting because Coach Sanders he's obviously such a private person. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like that from when you see the Coach Prime, but in terms of no one knew that he'd been going through this for 8 months or whatever it is. So, I have an incredible amount of respect for him and in the fact that he's battled through all that. My experience with Coach Sanders, he's a really good guy. He's fun to talk to. He's got something to say. And being around him in the head coaches meetings, he's really got good insight on a lot of stuff that's going on in college football. And so I really appreciate him. And so I have a tremendous amount of respect for how he's battled through what he's been going through. And I'll tell you a funny story. I tried to call him. And I had an old number, I think. And so I called him, left a message, and then I sent a text. I said, hey, this is Coach Brent in Arizona. Hey, blah, 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 sorry. Just want to let you know I'm thinking about you, just, whatever. Impress you're fighting through this and that you're feeling better and all. I'm glad you're feeling better, whatever. And so some random person responded can you please tell whoever this is that I am not whoever you think I am? So whoever it was that has his old number, doesn't know that number belonged to Deion Sanders, And so can you imagine just how many random messages he's getting? So it's kind of funny.
That is really funny.
I just imagine DK a ton of Deion's rivals throughout his NFL career having that number and just texting a lot of smack talk to that random person constantly. And that's why he was finally had enough. Can you please tell them to stop texting me?
I've had the same cell phone number basically since I got here to Arizona. It was actually the number that I have was the number I got when I was working with IMG. And I was able to keep that number after I left. And so I can't imagine getting a new phone with a new number and that number was belonged to somebody famous before you got it. And you're just getting all these. And clearly, obviously, Brent did not say, hey, Coach Prime or Deion. He just said, hey, Coach, I'm happy to see you're doing well. And this guy's probably thinking, well, who in the heck, what coach is he talking about?
I had a friend one time who had a number that was 1 digit off from a complaint line.
Oh,
so
gosh.
If you just dialed one number wrong, you would get their number. Yeah, they got that quite a bit.
Oh, my goodness. Crazy stuff. Have you ever had that? To 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Did you ever have a cell phone number that belonged to somebody important before it got to you? How about you, Cricket? You ever have a cell phone number that you got you got a new cell phone number and then all of a sudden you start getting strange texts from whoever might have had that number before?
I have never had that happen.
You've never had. Neither have I.
No.
No, neither have I have had that happen. And neither is J-Dub. It's crazy though that can happen in today's day and age. But fun stuff there for whoever had Deion Sanders' phone.
Man.
Is probably getting all kinds. I would have to change. I'd have to go back to the store and say, you got to give me another number. I don't know. I got somebody's number that's real famous. I can't be answering texts getting texts, all kinds of stuff at 2 and 3 in the morning. That doesn't work. All right. So this is the final day, the final hours, the final 2 hours of our 5K a day giveaway. We've been giving up. So, Cricket, We did the math, like not very good math yesterday, but we did the math. So we've done this now for 6 weeks.
Okay.
So that's 6 weeks. So that's 5 a day. So that's so you get 5 chances a day. So that's 25 chances a week for 6 weeks. That's 300 chances, right? Is that the math? The math is right there.
I was going to ask you or Dove. I was going to say that's right?
Yeah.
Was it 350 or 300?
6 weeks
times
5
25.
times a day times 5 weeks, right? Or, I mean,
No,
5 times a day and 5 days in the week.
So it's 25 times 6.
Yes, it's
So
150.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
and 1,000 per giveaway. So that's 150,000.
So 150,000. See, we are just like, these people are probably saying, these folks know nothing about math.
Hey, I'm great at
That's
math.
why
I don't
we're
know
on
what
the
you're talking
radio.
about.
That's why we're on the radio.
Exactly.
Because we can't do math.
I can't, yeah. I was actually pretty good at
I
it.
never got a B in math. Yeah, straight A's.
Straight. Ooh, okay. Straight A math guy over there.
Yeah, I stopped taking math as a sophomore in high school because I had already finished all my
Stopped
math.
taking math.
Yeah, I didn't have to take anymore.
So, like, you got to calculus as a sophomore?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you, Mr.
And then the internet was invented, and I was like,
Greenfields.
10 years later, I'm like, if I had just kept doing math as beyond my requirements in high school.
You'd be rich now.
Yeah.
Programming Waymos and stuff.
Maybe. Who knows?
So we're down to our last keyword here. You have until 7 o'clock to get this keyword in. Text to 95819. So after today, well, you can keep, if you want to keep that short code in your phone, because we actually use the same short code for all these contests we do. So it may not always be. I know some of you have named it. DK is giving away $1,000 or whatever. It may not always be me giving away $1,000, but it's me giving you, like, I think last year I was giving you tickets to see Taylor Swift. So, it might not always be me giving you. You just have to change the name depending on what the contest is.
And you just know somebody's got the short code 95818, and there's like, why do people keep texting me these damn keywords? What's going on
is
here?
this? It's true.
Oh, gosh. All right. So I don't think that's how short codes work.
Probably not. No.
All right. So we have the final keyword. Cricket is going to give you the final keyword that you're going to text the 95819 to wrap up the 5K a day giveaway. Cricket right now.
Yes, 5K a day. Your national winning text keyword is plenty. Text the national keyword plenty, PLENTY. Text plenty to 95819. Please be safe. Don't text and drive.
There we
Good
go.
luck.
Plenty to 95819, and you have plenty. You don't have plenty more chances to win because that's the last one that we're doing. Congratulations, good luck, and all of that good stuff.
Yay.
All right. Cricket is getting you home now safely, as she does every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Wrecks reported wreck in the foothills, Skyline and Campbell. Some slowing on Skyline at Campbell. 6th and 6th Street and 6th Avenue. Westbound I-10 near Ruthroff. Earlier crash there. Still some slowing on westbound I-10 approaching Ruthroff. 22nd Street in Craycroft. Earlier overturned vehicles. Speedway Boulevard west of I-10. And I'm Cricket with your Kim FM traffic. 1290. Wildcats Radio 1290. I am so sorry. I don't know what I was just thinking.
Plenty of traffic, plenty of crashes,
I apologize.
plenty of that kind of thing there.
So sorry.
Kim FM. All right.
No, I'm so sorry. Sorry.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Hello, everybody. Gary, why are you wearing a... Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that? Yeah, but... And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications. Yeah, but... Then Gary says something ridiculous. Yeah, but... And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather. Yeah, but... And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns. Yeah, but... And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing. Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask. Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater. My ski mask isn't stupid looking. Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming. Take off that stupid ski mask. See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports, sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. The college soccer regular season is winding down. North Carolina is the reigning Division I national champion, but their title defense has been a bumpy road so far. The preseason's #1 team is now unranked, sitting with an 11-6 record. Last week, the Tar Heels dropped a road game to Miami, but they got back in the win column with a 4-2 home victory over Syracuse. North Carolina is jammed in the middle of a loaded Atlantic Coast Conference, but behind veterans like senior Tessa De La Rose, they're still gearing up for a deep postseason run.
We still have to play every game in front of us, and we still control what our postseason looks like. So as long as we take care of each game and take it game by game, that really anything is possible.
The Tar Heels will close out the regular season at home on Thursday night against rival North Carolina State. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we've got Arizona basketball getting set to start their season on Monday. They'll be on the road in Las Vegas against the Florida Gators, the defending NCAA champions. Should be an interesting affair for sure. Let's talk to a man that knows a little bit about Arizona basketball. Legend in the program from the 1970s, the late 1970s, Bob Elliott joins us on the program. Bob, appreciate you joining us. Early impressions of this latest team for Tommy Lloyd. They've got a lot of big guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I tell you, the thing I love about Tommy Lloyd, he's a teacher. And so in this day and age when guys are transferring for portal or NIL, better money, whatever, he has to reload every year. But when you're a teacher like Tommy is, he has to teach the culture, teach the plays, assess the inventory, what's the best way to go. And that's why we'll always be successful, because as long as Tommy is here, he'll be able to teach guys what to do, how to do it, and how he needs it done.
I saw you out there. You were obviously out at the Red Blue game, festive night for the Arizona Wildcats. What's fun about that night for you as an alum? Going back and just kind of seeing the pomp and circumstances, and we've have had alums like Richard Jefferson and Channing Frye come through, and Shaq was there this year. Well, what's kind of fun as an alum to be a part of that night?
It's always nice to be included, but it made me think about our Red Blues because there was not all the hoopla. There might have been a few people who found out they were going to be doing it in the stands. We didn't have on our uniforms. We had on our practice jersey. And so things have definitely stepped up a lot from 1973.
We're joined by Bob Elliott. He is a 1977 grad of the Arizona Wildcats basketball program. He does a great event every year here in Southern Arizona, a fireside chat. They have brought in a number of dignitaries over the course of the last couple of years to speak, folks that are involved in the civil rights movement, as well as last year bringing in a star athlete in Dr. Julius Erving, Dr. J. Julius Erving. Just to kind of reflect on that event, Bob, what was some of the feedback you got from folks that were able to attend that night?
Well, when Julius came here, the first thing I remember is people came in thinking it was going to be a night of watching highlights and hey, Dr. J, how'd you get those moves? And we integrated some of that into the show. But what got everybody, when Julius stepped out there and he thanked the museum for bringing him there, he's behind the museum and what we're doing there. But he said it made him think about his family. And he said, I'm the only living member of my immediate family.
Yeah.
And you heard a pin drop. 1,200 people sold out at Palo Verde High School. And right then, everybody knew we're going to talk about life. And
right.
Julius, for an hour and a half, just dropped all kind of life nuggets. We had a lot of kids there that were being sponsored by some good people here in the community so they can hear it and see it. And it was just a great event. And so we're looking forward to the next one, which, okay, everybody said, okay, who are you going to bring in here, Dr. J? I mean, the bar is starting to really go high.
Yeah.
Well, we're bringing in Tony Dungy, the NFL Hall of Fame coach, NBC analyst on Sunday Night Football. It'll be February 18th, again at Palo Verde High School. And, you know, if you're interested, go to the website. You can just type in African American Museum, Tucson, and you'll get right to our website and, you know, be able to be interested. And we try to have sponsors for everything. And that way, with the sponsorships, besides your own tickets of being a sponsor, you also will be sponsoring some kids. So mix in some Pop Warner kids, some high school kids, and the U of A team. When I talked to Coach Brennan, he said, "Oh, count me in." I said, "I understand. I know you're in the middle of your season, but we can talk after the season's over." Because I don't want to bother him right now. He's got enough trying to make sure he gets those 6 wins in so we go to a bowl game.
Yeah, no kidding for sure about that. Bob Elliott joining us. So Tony Dungy is going to be coming to town for the next fireside chat. Again, it's on Wednesday, February the 18th. And maybe a lot of people don't know, you're just not grabbing these guys. These are people that you have personal relationships with. You have a personal relationship, obviously, with Julius Erving, having played with him with the Philadelphia 76ers. He was a veteran. You were a rookie there. But you go back even further with Tony Dungy.
Yes. So Tony and I, along with Jerry Harrison, who was the county clerk for the last couple of years in Pima County, we played on a high school summer league team in a pro league back in Michigan. And so that started where we were getting together. Tony was in our wedding 50 years ago. As I kid him, because, you know, back then in 1975, you know, the hairstyle was 8-inch afro. and Tony had one like the rest of us. I don't think he can do that now. If you see him on NBC, you'll know that it's not going to happen.
You know, and it's interesting. This is maybe one of my favorite stories that you have in terms of your wedding and Tony being present that day. You all got married in August, which is right in the middle of college football fall camp for guys like Tony who were playing football in college at the time, but he was still able to attend your wedding.
You know, that's what I kid him and say, you know, you must have had a whole lot of juice at University of Minnesota. But what happened was, you know, he said, "Hey, I went to the coach." Now, Tony, I'm going to back up a little bit. Tony, to me, is the white paper on why you do not have kids choose a sport when they're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old and making them play that all year long. Tony in high school was all-state as a quarterback, all-state as a basketball guard, all-state as a shortstop in baseball, and all-state as a hurdler in track. If you had made him choose a sport, I guarantee you it would have been basketball. So he goes to Minnesota, and they allow him to play both sports. As a true freshman, he starts at quarterback, sets Big Ten passing records as a quarterback. On the basketball team, he's the first guy off the bench. That kind of dictated to him, I need to go with the football. But if you made him choose, like in junior high or high school, a sport, he would have taken basketball, and he never would have become the first black head coach to win a Super Bowl, never would have gone to the NFL Hall of Fame, and would not be on NBC as an analyst for Sunday Night Football, which is the largest watched sporting show that we have in the U.S.
That's impressive. I mean, that is really impressive. And like you mentioned, to think that he had the juice, that he could go to his coach and just say, "Hey, coach, I need some time off. I got to go to this wedding," because and nowadays, I'm sure there are probably not a lot of coaches that would have granted that request.
Yeah, well, you know, he told the coach this was going on. He told him early on.
Yeah.
And so what they did in Minnesota was they practiced that morning. They had a charter flight for him to go from Minneapolis down to Detroit. He did the wedding, and then that way he was also able to see his family and then catch a charter back. So they canceled the practice on the 16th in the evening, so he really missed one practice. But still, I mean, like you said, DK, you're going to change the whole schedule around the guy, but the guy was the guy. He was the man.
He was the man,
He was the man at University of Minnesota.
Yeah, that's something for sure. You obviously you grew up in Detroit and part of that Kitty Core group that Fred Snowden brought out here. And I had a couple years ago, in fact, it was at the Super Bowl. I had a chance to meet Jimmy Ray, the quarterback at Michigan State, who was really the first black quarterback at a major Division I college. What was that? How aware were you guys of him, when you were coming up?
Very. So we grew up in the Detroit area. I'm from Ann Arbor. Tony's from Jackson, about 15 miles west of Ann Arbor. I'm about 30 miles west of Detroit. But you learned about who you were and being strong and solid about who you are in your skin. And you think about those crazy riots in '67, Detroit.
Yeah,
that's what was going on. Think about Rosa Parks from Detroit. It used to crack us up because Bev's grandmother knew her personally, and so she didn't call her Rosa, she called her Rosie.
Oh, wow.
One day she's talking about, Rosie called such and such and such. We're like, Rosie who? Like, Rosa Parks? Get out of here, Grand. Come on now. So you grew up knowing about who you were, what it meant to be you, and at the same time, that should never deter you from being the best person that you can be everywhere with your family, with God, with the community. Another Tony Dungy story, for 10 years, he was the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. And he was on the short list for everybody to be a head coach, but he never could get the job.
Yeah.
Well, some of it was because, and this is typical Tony. Tony would come into the interview. He's not a loud guy at all. He's not a demonstrative guy at all.
Never was, yeah.
He'd have a cross on his lapel. He'd have his Bible in his hand. And here comes the question. It'd be, what are your priorities in life? And he'd say, easy, in this order, God, family, football. But I will have a winning program for you. A lot of people didn't buy it until finally Tampa Bay gave him a chance.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history, DK, just like you said. It'll be a great fireside chat because Tony is well respected, doesn't really do much of this because he's not that talkative per se.
Exactly.
He has a couple of good books out, so we're working with the U of A bookstore to get the books in so we can do a book signing at the museum from like 11 to 12, the day of the event, and then have another book signing during the reception. If you're a sponsor, you'll be able to get to reception from 4:30 to 5:30, and then the fireside chat will start at 6 o'clock.
Now, you mentioned the museum. For folks that don't know, that's the Southern Arizona African American Museum that Bob and his wife Bev put together a few years ago over on campus. It is something you definitely want to check out if you have not done so already. What's the latest going on with the museum, Bob?
Just amazed at how many people are supporting it, not only in the community financially, but by January 14th of 2023 is when we first started. So, 22, January 14th of 2022, because come next January, we would have been open for 3 years, and we would have had over 10,000 people go through that museum.
10,000 people.
Unbelievable.
That is
awesome. It's a great location, right around the corner from the bookstore, right across from the food court. And the thing that we started doing, we started putting a bell in the museum that every time somebody says, I didn't know that, you ring the bell. And I remember when the Mayor Regina Romero came through, and the very first exhibit you see is about the guy named Esteban. And there's an Esteban Park here in town.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that, she said, she didn't know. She said the city and us need to get together and take those things that we have and build something special over at Esteban Park, because that's what that park is named after.
So cool. So cool, the history that you learn about the city of Tucson. And you can learn about the African-American community that helped to shape the city that we have right now. It is the Fireside Chat with Tony Dungy. Again, it's going to be Wednesday, February the 18th. Check it out for sure over at Palo Verde High School. It'll be a festive night for sure. I believe there's a game that night too, so you can go over and check that out, and then head on over and see some basketball as well at McHale Center.
That's right.
Bob, we appreciate you as always. Look forward to this event coming up, and keep us abreast of everything else you guys got going on as always.
All right, DK. Thanks for having me on. Bear down.
Bear down. There you go. Bob Elliott, class of 1977. The Kitty Corps. Legendary. They helped open McHale Center under Fred Snowden and played some really exciting brand of basketball back in those days to kind of get things going with this program in the 70s into the late 70s. Obviously, a little bit of a step back for a year before Lute Olson got here, and then things have really taken off since then and continued to put Arizona on the map as one of the premier basketball schools here in the United States. And it all starts again on Monday in Las Vegas. How about that? In Las Vegas against the Florida Gators. And our coverage will begin at 1:30 in the afternoon with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona game day, 5 o'clock tip-off, the Wildcats and the reigning national champs from Gainesville. DK on the sports tip. Cricket's getting you home. We'll have our Casino del Sol replay and a little bit more coming up for you straight ahead. Take it away, Cricket.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Harrison and Irvington, Campbell and Skyline. Some westbound slowing on Skyline at Campbell. 6th and 6th Street and 6th Avenue. Earlier crash westbound I-10 near Ruthrop, and still some slowing westbound on I-10 near Ruthrop. 59 the low, sunny, 88 tomorrow, and 85 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Looking for fun? O'Reilly Chevrolet has EVs in stock and ready to roll. Chevy's led the EV charge since the Bolt in 2016, and now we're keeping it going with the all-electric Blazer, Equinox, and Silverado. Innovation, power, and savings all in one ride. Come see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or visit O'Reilly.com. The Chevy EVs are here, and the future is electric. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now.
Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
There's never a good time for plumbing issues.
No.
Honey, my parents are here.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. With Drain Masters in Tucson, not only do you get local, professional, full-service plumbing with 24/7 scheduled or emergency service, you get a lifetime transferable warranty on all house water repiping. So this...
They brought my aunts and uncles, too.
is gonna be fine. Drain Masters, we do it all. And now offering financing. Solid service, fair price, guaranteed. DrainMastersTucson.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute, sponsored by Chumba Casino. Your online casino for play spins and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. J.J. McCarthy is expected to return at quarterback this week for the Minnesota Vikings, and the 10th overall pick from the 2024 draft has only played in 2 regular season games since getting drafted by Minnesota. It's go time for McCarthy, and in a very good environment, he needs to look the part because the rest of the Vikings season depends on if he could simply just be a serviceable QB for Kevin O'Connell. I'm Zach Gelb.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of today's show updates you on the Arizona scoreboard today. Texas Tech has completed a 3-set sweep of Arizona volleyball down in Lubbock. The Red Raiders win 25-14, 25-18, and 25-23. So unfortunately, that is now 3 consecutive losses for Arizona volleyball, as they had been playing well. They were at 5-2 at one point in conference play, but now they've fallen even to 5-5 with the 3 straight losses. Coming home for TCU on Friday, Then they'll host BYU and Texas Tech here next week. Then they've got almost a week off before they play at Arizona State. BYU and Utah on the road, West Virginia and Cincinnati at home. So still quite a few games to go for Arizona to try to put themselves in a position to make the NCAA tournament, which they did not do last year. But got to get off again. Got to stay out of these losing streaks. We talked about it with the men's team. Got to stay out of these losing streaks. JW, you had a Victor Wembanyama stat.
Yeah, something came over. I saw an infographic earlier. He played his 120th game, DK.
Yeah.
We talk about how much
of his career. Yeah.
So talk about how much of a unique talent he is at 7'5". Through 120 games, DK, Victor Wembanyama has more rebounds than Karl Malone did in his first 120 games, more points than LeBron James did in his first 120 games, more three-pointers made than Steph Curry had in his first 120 games, and more blocks than Akeem Olajuwon in his first 120 games. Just to put things into perspective.
Pretty impressive, and obviously he missed part of last year with the injury. So he's really only played one full season and part of a second.
I know it's always been like who's next after LeBron and Curry, really, and Ant's name comes up a lot. Obviously, Shea with the MVP last year, but Wemby's coming. If you have not had a chance to watch Victor Wembanyama play, do so because he's very special.
There you go. Already off to a great start, averaging 31 points and 14 rebounds this season for the San Antonio.
Yeah, I think he had 9
Spurs.
blocks in a game, too, at some point. So.
There you go. All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay here, brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. We had a chance to chat with Jay Colasius earlier, the Arizona cross-country head coach. The Wildcats are going to be competing at the Big 12 Championships. That'll be Friday morning at 8 a.m., trying to, improve on what they had last year when the men finished 9th overall and the ladies were 16th. And Jay, in his first year, has gone out and put together a young team with some young freshmen on the men's side out of Kenya, trying to get back into that Kenyan connection that was so beneficial for Arizona back in the early part of the last decade, talking about 2010 to 14, when you had the likes of Laila Long and Steven Sambu and those guys who were among the best men's cross-country runners in the country for the Arizona Wildcats. And so that's the first step in turning around this program. Before we get to that, I do want to tell you I've got a sweet deal for you for the music at the Patch. That's the Marana Pumpkin Patch Music Festival. That's going to be coming up on November the 14th and the 15th. You can get a GA ticket. Now, this is a general admission ticket. It's good for either day for just $12.50. Originally $25. $12.50. This sweet deal goes on sale Friday at 8:30 a.m. over at WildcatsRadio1290.com. Music, the first annual Music at the Patch Music Festival. It's 2 days of music featuring groups including Sunset Red, Gigi and the Glow, the Dirt 80s Hair Metal Band Tribute, Alan Jackson, Johnny Cash Tributes, AZZ Top Tribute Band, Country Divas Tribute, and Kenny Chesney Tribute Bands. All of that. You can take your RV, you can camp, all that's available. Check it out, musicatthepatch.com. That sweet deal on sale this Friday morning, 8:30. WildcatsRadio1290.com. You can get one ticket for $12.50. So go do that. All right, your Casino del Sol replay. Jay Colasius talking about some of these young freshmen that he has put together from the country of Kenya on both his men's and women's sides.
Yeah, Evans is another special athlete. He's very new to running. He hasn't even run for a full year, but a remarkable talent. He is 2 years older than Lowy. He graduated high school 1 year ago, and he's 19. But Evans is an awesome personality, really funny guy. Really enjoying his way around America, learning the new things, but he's disciplined and he knows his body really well, and he knows he's doing things that he hasn't hasn't done yet, and continues to surprise people. I think even himself, he has big dreams of being at the Olympics and doing really cool things, and they bring that to the culture we already have, and we're really putting together something special.
Now, let me ask you this question, because you mentioned he's only been running for a year. So how do you find a kid like that? I mean, this is a kid that's not. I mean, I would imagine he's got to have some type of name for you all to come upon him.
Yeah, so really just with connections in Kenya and talking to different camps is how they divide it up after high school. After you sit your KCSE, if you're a special talent, you go to a camp and you train. And hearing the camps and how the training went, I heard Evan's name come up. And then he did a series of time trials, just like you said, practice races before. And he was exciting some people, but it really wasn't until right when we signed him was at the Kenyan U20 trials, and he ran a 13:46 5K. I said, I've seen enough. This is the guy we want, and we signed some documents quickly the next day, but he was on a plane probably in 2 months from that point and joined us.
Jay Colosius, your track cross-country head coach for the Arizona Wildcats. That is your Casino del Sol replay, brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. Check out a round at Sawilo. Again, the cross-country team competing at the Big 12 Championships Friday morning at 8 a.m. Let's see. He thinks that they can finish between 5th and 9th, at least on the men's side, which would be great. If they could get a 5th-place finish for the men, that would be really cool.
So volley-ween and track and field-ween? How's that work?
Cross-country-ween?
Lots of stuff going on Friday.
Are you going to any costume parties?
I'll maybe throw something together here for work, but no, I don't plan on it.
Yeah, it's Friday. I guess we have to wear something,
I
right?
don't have to. I'm usually there's 3 or 4 people out of 40 in the building. So.
Shannon, and Shannon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to our guest, Jay Colosius, Arizona Cross Country, Fred Harvey, retired Arizona Track Director or Arizona Track Director Emeritus, Bob Elliott, Arizona Basketball Class of 1977. For J.W. Madden, for Cricket, for Dragon Ball, I'm David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock, DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Collisions reported Skyline and Campbell. Heavy westbound backups on Skyline at Campbell. Irvington and Harrison. Swan and Speedway Boulevard. Some slowing on westbound I-10 near Ruth Roth. 59, the low, sunny, 88 tomorrow and 84 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macy'sbackstage.com.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287, that's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
The future of fun is here at O'Reilly Chevrolet. We've got EV Blazer, EV Equinox, and EV Silverado in stock now with instant acceleration, zero gas, and lower maintenance costs. Act fast. Federal incentives end September 30th. Visit us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. Chevy EVs are here, and the future is electric. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.